Good morning and welcome to the Media Speaks Live Saturday morning news show. I'm D. Lake for Prez, David Lake, joined this morning by my co-reporter Sam I.B. DeGangi, Sam of the Correct Views, and the band Passing Time, Samuel.
Greetings, unsettled souls, and welcome to the Saturday edition.
Awesome, so awesome. Sam, let's just jump right into today's very top news. Let me make sure I have the right screen share here. Here we go. Iran, the country of Iran, the Iranians, they freed the Post, Washington Post, I believe, correspondent Jason Rezaian and three others, officials say. So Jason Rezaian, the Washington Post correspondent, has been released along with the other detainees. Apparently Iranian Americans on Saturday, today, this morning, right now, this is breaking, in exchange for 7 people imprisoned or charged in the United States. So is this another one of Obama's deals where we get 4 people and they get 7? I mean, okay, so U.S. and Iranian officials said a swap linked to the imminent implementation of a landmark nuclear deal between Tehran, which is like the capital of Iran, and 6 world powers. Iranian officials said Rezaian, 39 years old, was freed from Tehran's most notorious Evin prison after 18 months of captivity and was to be promptly flown out of the country with 3 other released detainees. U.S. officials subsequently confirmed the deal, but were awaiting confirmation that a Swiss plane carrying the 4 had left Tehran. Iran also agreed to let Rezaian's wife leave with him on the plane. Oh, that was very nice of them. And you saw that they captured one or two of our U.S. Navy ships this week, Sam, and also released them. Everything seemingly happening in correspondence in relation to Donald Trump's speeches. But go ahead, Sam.
Donald Trump has just given the huge, oh my God, he was right from Obama. Trump is going to use, and I'm glad he is, Trump is going to thankfully use this in such a way now that, first of all, he said we need to stop the influx of oil into Turkey. And within a week, the Obama
bomb it and take it.
Bombing the influx of oil into Turkey, which was good because it wasn't being done before. Mm-hmm. Now he's like, why are we doing anything? Why are we giving them $1.5 billion? And they still have 4 of our hostages who haven't done anything wrong. And now it's almost like when Trump says it, Obama does it. That should be his campaign slogan.
Wow. Woohoo! That is very heated rhetoric.
Yes, that's what Hillary would call it. Very heated rhetoric, yes.
So you're on the same page with me by saying that as soon as you hear about this news, you're like, hey, the reason I know about this is because Trump has been talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. And then the stuff that he's been talking about, Obama just does what Trump says. I'm going
to make a prediction that Obama says that this was something that was in the works prior to when Trump mentioned it, but he just didn't say anything. I promise you that's what he's going to say. Because
the only problem with that is Obama and Kerry are both on the record saying they didn't want to complicate the deal, the Iranian nuclear deal. But now maybe you're right. Yeah, they're going to tell us that. Oh, well, we had this other side deal. Oh, did the side deal include? Taking our U.S. Navy hostage with their hands behind their heads on their knees with Iranian guns pointing to their heads on their Navy vessels? Look, when our ships fuck up, we don't call the Iranians for help. We call our Navy for help.
It was more an issue of them putting the female service member in a headscarf or a hijab of some kind.
Well, she had to cover her head.
It was a matter of detaining them. It was a matter of publicly humiliating them, which is against the Geneva Convention. You're not allowed to do that. You're allowed to ask, what are you doing in my waters? But you're not allowed to parade them around the way the Iranians have.
I didn't even think of that, Sam. So The way that they paraded him around and publicly displayed it, that's against the Geneva Conventions? I wasn't aware of that.
Talk for 30 seconds and let me try to find it. It's
Sure. Okay. Let me just scrolling down the article that I was reading previously. The officials do not tie the release directly to the nuclear talks and said they had not wanted the detained Americans to be used as leverage in the negotiations. Again, going back to some stuff that other politicians have been saying or candidates have been saying for the presidency. But they said completion of the nuclear deal last July greatly accelerated talks about the prisoners. Oh, yeah, you think so? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it did. A senior administration official identified the fifth American as Matthew Trevithick. Trevithick, I believe I have that. Matthew was a young man studying in Iran and was detained in recent months, the official said. We wanted him, obviously, to be a direct part of this. It made clear to Iranians that his release would be an appropriate humanitarian gesture. So it seems like there's a lot of posturing and gesturing and niceties, and Iran just saying, yeah, we can take hostages anytime we want and give them back to you when you send us the check, motherfuckers. What do you think, Sam? Did you find what you were looking for?
I'm finding everything that they have done, and it's coming. I know the key word in it was parading, but unfortunately, they seems to be something they've done quite frequently in the past. So I'm getting a repeated search on it. But in a nutshell, the law is that you're not allowed to capture someone and then use them for propaganda for your country. You're allowed to
complete sense to me, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, and I don't remember exactly what the name of the damn law is, but I know that you're not allowed to. You're allowed to detain them, find out what they're doing there. Unfortunately, you are allowed to look through the boat, which they did, because you can't have somebody driving a boat onto your country saying it was a mistake, setting off a nuke and going, haha, it wasn't a mistake. I get it, but what they did with the displaying of them like they were animals in the zoo, that's illegal. You're not allowed to do that. That was one of the things that brought hell down on Saddam Hussein when he captured our pilots in the first Gulf War. He also abused them, which was clearly illegal. But the other side of that's against
providing health insurance for your employees is a big decision and can be challenging to enroll and manage. Covered California for small business is here to help. To learn more, contact the
Well, is the way that they use those prisoners, I mean, it's the same thing, right?
Well, yeah, if you again, if you capture somebody, you have to inform the country that you have them, why you have them.
It sounds like maybe that did happen.
Yeah, that did happen. Well, again, like Trump's hitting 1 point.
It happened. No. Wait. It happened on Tuesday. And it happened ahead of the State of the Union address by Obama. I came home on Tuesday from work, and Barack Obama's speech wasn't for a couple hours later. So I had the time and opportunity to watch Donald Trump's rally, which I believe was live, or I skipped back maybe a half hour late into it to start it, where I had just come home from work. I'm watching a Donald Trump rally on YouTube because they broadcast it live every day, or every time he does one, which is every day. And he says, yeah, did you hear the big news? The Iranian just captured U.S. naval vessels, and they have the people. And I was like, what the fuck? I hadn't heard that. Go to Judge Report. I was on Judge Report earlier today. I didn't see that. This just happened, like, on my way home from work. And I looked it up, and I'm like, this is fucking breaking news. Donald Trump broke the news to me. I mean, this guy in his rallies is like a news reporter. He talks about the most recent stuff. So they can't really nail him on stuff that he's telling you what's happening. And then I watched Barack Obama's State of the Union address 2 hours later, where he didn't mention one single fucking word of it, and said that the Iran nuclear deal was such a great thing, Sam, and the economy and everything is what Chris Christie termed fantasy land. Did you watch the State of the Union address? And did you watch the GOP debate on Thursday night, Sam?
I ended up having to watch it Friday morning because of the way I work. But I realized that if Christie or Bush are in, I'm going to hang myself. The only Republicans running that I'll vote for.
Sam, I know that would be bad, but don't kill yourself.
Trump or Rand. Rand is sinking like a rock. He's doing
No. Did you see by not being in the debate this week what we talked about last week about how he might not be in the debate or might not make the main stage by not showing up for the undercard debate? He actually won the polls with 95% for not being there. He got a shit ton of media, did the Tonight shows and all that other stuff. Did you see all that?
No, I haven't caught anything on Rand at all yet. I once he was knocked out of the debate.
You're not seeing the hashtags?
But I watched all the Kasich is in favor of NAFTA, so that immediately means I won't vote for him no matter what he says. And Rubio agrees, unfortunately, with Trump on the Snowden issue. But if you listen to it more closely, he's going to completely obliterate the entire Fourth Amendment. So I'm not going to be voting for Rubio either.
Yeah.
So really, it's Trump or Rand, or I'm just going to vote Libertarian, which is probably going to be McAfee or Johnson.
Well, I mean, the entire who seems to be the two top candidates, the top tier, in what I put in today's headline is Trump versus Cruz. Because did you watch any of the Republican debate on Thursday?
Yeah, and I thought that Trump had a good point when he said that it wasn't that he was concerned personally that Cruz was born in Canada, but rather that the Democrats are going to make it an issue and they're going to sue him on that ground the moment he gets in the race, and it's going to detract from the race itself. I thought Trump finally worded something exactly the way he wanted to, as opposed to having the media say what he said and then he has to go back and explain it. I think he finally did a very good job himself this time.
Well, it was like Cruz was like, oh, you sound like a liberal and you have New York values. And you said back in 1999 that you have New York values and not Iowa values. Yeah, back in 1999. Thanks. Okay. And Trump taunts Cruz over citizen lawsuit. I told you so, because the Texas attorney filed a lawsuit against Ted Cruz over the issue of natural-born citizenship because he was born in Canada to an American citizen and was a Canadian citizen. He was a Canadian citizen until 15 months ago. Lawsuits have just been filed with more to follow. I told you so, said Donald Trump in a tweet. A fucking tweet.
For me is that
a tweet.
If a pregnant woman is in on tour, it happens all the time. That's one of them that comes up. And a celebrity gives birth to someone in another country. That kid is an American citizen. Tom Cruise has done this repeatedly, I believe. If
what do you mean Tom Cruise has done it repeatedly?
A military person gives birth to someone in another country. The kid is still an American citizen. The issue for Cruz is, I believe, his dad was Canadian and his mother was American. I think that's where the legal issue is coming in for Cruz, because he was a dual citizen. But I don't like the idea that it looks like they're trying to make it so that if your kid isn't born on American soil, then he's somehow not eligible to run for president. That doesn't make any sense. That would mean if the woman, once you're pregnant, bitch, stay home. You may not go anywhere, because if you do, we're going to say your kid's Cuban. That's going to be the issue there, where pregnant women now can have to stay in the country that they're in. That could be a problem.
A U.S. citizen woman, Ted Cruz's mom, had a son with a Cuban guy born in Canada, but he's a natural-born citizen, so everything is fine.
He's American too?
I'm saying Ted Cruz. His mom was an American citizen. His father was Cuban, and he was born in Canada, and that has become an issue.
That's the issue. Yeah, that's as long
well,
as
Cruz. Here we go. Cruz dismissed the controversy as a paper. Okay, that's a different topic. Okay. So, anyways, Trump is taking a victory lap because a lawsuit was filed. Ted Cruz was born in Canada and was a Canadian citizen until 15 months ago. Lawsuits this week, this just happened, have been filed with more to follow. I told you so, says Donald Trump.
I can promise you one thing, D-Lake. You're going to hear a lot more about this.
Charles Krauthammer, one of the talking head pundits, who Donald Trump months ago, over a year ago, or last year, said that he just sits around when Krauthammer's in a wheelchair. So that's another fucking one of those things that Trump said that could be taken, the wrong way. But he Washington Post is the ones that brought up Ted's citizenship issue. Trump said, I don't really know, but it seems that the Democrats will bring a lawsuit, which is what you were saying, Sam. So I'm just looking out for my homeboy. At the fucking debate, he said, what if I win and I want to choose Ted for my VP, but he can't come along for the ride because he's got this question mark hanging over his head? That made perfect sense to me. But then the debate moderators at Fox brought up a comment that Ted Cruz said about Donald Trump having New York values. Donald Trump wisely calmed his shit down, kept it fucking middle of the line, and invoked 9/11 and said, how dare you talk shit about New Yorkers after we went through the horrific tragedies of 9/11 where many people died. And we could smell the smell of death in the air for months. And I was part of that rebuilding project and getting New York back on its feet. And so many New Yorkers and the first responders, we were so proud of them and our American heroes there in New York City and all of America. I hearts New York. They love it. They love New York. And I felt that statement that you made about me, Ted Cruz, was very insulting.
It was the calmest I've ever seen.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
Now we're going to start the Trump moon.
And next, I'm going to build a moon. I'm going to build a wall on the moon, the Trump moon. Okay? And there's going to be no Russians coming to the moon, the Trump moon. Just remember that. Just remember that part that I said that. We're going to build a wall around the moon. Lauren, how do you feel about a wall around the moon?
She's hiding. She's absolutely hiding.
She's laughing. She's not laughing. She's like, you're not funny.
She's
Listen to me, Lauren.
He's trying
I was like Lauren. Lauren earlier said that we were friends. And we're friends, Lauren. So that's good. I want to build a wall around the moon. We're going to put Trump on the moon. Not me, but my name in really big, gigantic gold letters so that you'll be able to see it from the planet Earth. Trump moon. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I love you. I love you all. Don't forget to caucus. Get out and vote.
He's got to get elected just so I can hear you do the Trump impersonation for 4 years.
Yes.
There's no other reason.
I'm going to have to shave my beard off, though, and put it on the top of my head to do Trump.
And you're going to have to do it ahead of time. Actually, our silliness has actually moved into a real story. Did you hear that ISIS was saying that if they're going to infiltrate Western culture, what they need to do is, among other things, shave their beard. But he warns them to shave their beard at least 6 weeks prior to coming to the country so it doesn't look like your skin hasn't seen the sun in 15 years.
There you go. And also to wear certain clothes and to say certain things and not other things. Is that right?
Yeah, and they don't have to pray to Mecca because they're quote unquote on a mission, which is of course blow up innocent people. But when they're on this wonderful mission, They can go to like Christian churches and all kinds of weird backstabbing things. But when you mentioned the shaving your beard for it, reminded me of the list. For listeners, if you have a chance, look that up. The ISIS infiltration manual. They actually found it. I didn't realize until the debates that the caliphate that ISIS has is like the size of Indiana.
Yeah, no, I've heard that. I mean, yeah, and I've looked at the maps and stuff. And don't you think a declaration of war could be drafted against ISIS that we don't have really right now? What we're using is a extension of an Al-Qaeda proclamation of war that was made after 9/11. So it is appropriate for these candidates to invoke 9/11 and bring that into their stump speeches, because we're in effect still dealing with that, and we're still dealing with Hillary Clinton's policies and Barack Obama's policies in countries like Libya. Now, the movie 13 Hours just dropped yesterday on Friday, and there is a lot of controversy surrounding that movie by Michael Bay, which depicts the story of the men that rushed in to Benghazi, Libya on September 11th, 2012, in an attempt to rescue Ambassador Christopher Stevens, who unfortunately died that day. They say from smoke inhalation. There was a lot of brutal pictures of him being dragged around. I mean, similar to Gaddafi in the same country. Was he anally raped? We don't know. But Hillary Clinton will tell you to blame it all on a film about called Innocence of the Muslims. And I just read an article the other day about the director of that film, who is just a low-life, lying, kind of weird scumbag who spent a year in jail after the movie and the trailer came out, and Hillary Clinton blamed it all on him. And now he lives in a church thanks to the good graces of another guy that's helping to support him. I mean, the guy has no money. He doesn't have a life. He doesn't have really anything.
If you look at the movie that he made, it was so bad that it was wonderful. Like, my brother and I have
the original actor said, look, that's the thing, bringing up this Benghazi story, and yes, there was a stand-down order. And if you go back to DeLeg's reports back in 2012, I was there telling you everything that was going on as it was happening. And Obama's bullshit and the Benghazi story and the innocence of the Muslims and the fake mockumentary with the dubbed over where the actors were duped into being in this movie by a bunch of hate activists or so. I don't know.
The movie was so bad it was a must-see. My brother and I are a connoisseur of the really terrible movies. By that I mean like Plan 9 from Outer Space, Nazi Zombies on the Moon, the really, really horrible, horrible movies.
Yeah, this was Ed Wood on crack with Islamophobia.
There is no redeeming quality in the movie. Every scene is worse than the last, and the first one was worse than you could have ever imagined. It was awful from beginning to end. A truly must see.
Yeah.
Well, did you get
it makes fun of
the minorities lined up behind Trump. Pundits, it says, might point to billionaire Donald Trump's huge lead in the GOP presidential primary race as being the result of his generally anti-Washington, anti-government, anti-establishment, and anti-politically correct attitude. Trump is leading the race. It shows that 40% of blacks are lining up behind Trump, and 45% of Hispanics, and nearly 19% of Asians. That doesn't surprise me a bit on Asians. But I think what a lot of it is I know even from DJing, we have girls there, black girls, that are very much against, don't play me anything that's N-bomb this, don't play me, that's not me. And there are a lot of black people that are getting away from that. And I think they're realizing that Trump isn't hating any color. He's hating that somehow we've ended up promoting the very worst ideals, not just like I always use the analogy of death metal. the most brutal, most, it talks about like eating hearts, and I mean every obituary CD is an entire bloodfest, and they're four silly guys from Florida, sometimes five silly guys from Florida. Nobody listens to obituary and goes out chewing on people, and yet you play hip hop in a club, and there's fights and God only knows what within a week. And I don't know why that is, but I think he has tapped into that. And I think a lot of minorities are understanding that. Why are you giving me a slideshow? You make it very hard to concentrate.
Well, you're talking about hot black girls, and I started looking it up. My bad.
I thought they were all Trump supporters. I was getting excited.
I think this girl supports Trump. This girl right here. I'm pretty sure. She's for Trump.
Well, there you go, D-Lane. Only you, D-Lane. Yeah, but WND has it up. It says the rankings put Trump in the #1 slot, and Cruz, of course, is second, and it goes through the poll. But this is like a week old, so it's probably a few numbers different now.
No, I got it right here.
I think it's interesting to find that he is not polling badly with minorities, and he loses 10 to 12% of the Republicans, who are George Bush, vomit Chris Christie Republicans, but he gains 20% of Democrats. So he more than makes up for the numbers he loses from the left by the few numbers that he loses on the right, because he's going to bring in a lot more Democrats that vote for him as a Republican.
Okay, wait. Oh, you're talking about Trump bringing in Democrats, or are you talking about the Democratic race? Because are you aware that tomorrow night on a Sunday night, I think there's a bunch of football going on. I'm not, but apparently the plan to hide Hillary backfires. And because we're on this, I just wanted to bring this up real quick. Sam, there's a plan to sort of hide Hillary, put her on these. The Republicans have their debates on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, primetime TV, must-see TV. 24 million people tune into it. That was the first couple of debates. I heard the viewings for this past one weren't so great, but they're already on their 9th debate. The Republicans are on their, third? Is it their third or fourth debate? Fourth debate? On Sunday night in the middle of this 30 weekend. What's that?
They're on their 6th.
6th debate?
Yeah, they're on their 6th.
6 or 7. Okay, well, all right. But more than the Democrats. Anyways, this article that I already read earlier, and I'm not just going to go – I'm not going to read it to you. I'll just sum it up for you. That Sanders is on the rise, and he needs to take advantage of the fact that these debates are on weird weekend times, and he's on the rise, and Hillary's on the demise because her standings are going down. And I saw some charts this week that said her standings in those first voting states are going down even faster in 2016 than they were in 2008 elections. That Bernie Sanders is rising faster than the senator from Illinois, Barack Obama, the black guy.
We had
go ahead for a minute. I need to step away. Go ahead, Sam.
We had an issue with Hillary before, in that there are a lot of people that want Hillary Clinton in because she's female, and that was the case with, among other people. Shout out to our record label, Night Stalker. Our band's label, our manager, his wife said, "But you don't like Hillary? We need a woman in office." Lady Bathory was a woman. Just because somebody's a woman does not mean you necessarily want them to lead the country. I think it's a very dangerous idea to vote for somebody specifically for that reason. There were people that absolutely hated Mitt Romney because he was Mormon. I have absolutely no idea how anybody could be Mormon. But there were so many other legitimate reasons to not vote for Mitt Romney that him being Mormon was the least of our worries. I think that Hillary being female is also the least of our worries. It's not something that I think is going to be. I think it's going to matter who Trump picks as a running mate, and I look for Trump to pick either someone of African American descent or female as a running mate. I'll be very shocked if he does neither.
Nikki Haley, perhaps.
That's been hinted at, and she had that big smile on during his speech. It's almost like that little row they had was, I don't want to say scripted, but I mean, just because I like Trump, do I think he's above doing something like that? No, why would he? It's not really dishonest.
Oh, I think you're talking about the debate, though. She gave a speech, a response to the Barack Obama State of the Union address. Then during the debate in South Carolina, where she's the governor, they said, hey, Nikki Haley, she's in the crowd. The camera goes to her. She's smiling, like you were saying, smiling. And she's all, oh, hey, everything's good. Donald Trump's like, we're friends. What I was doing earlier, we're friends. Everything's good, right? Me and Lauren, we're friends, just like Nikki and Trump. Yeah, it's all good. We could talk. It's good. And then he's like, but, you know, the bitch did call me angry. But he's like, but you know what? I am angry. I am angry at the way this country is going, the things that are happening, and I accept the anger of I accept the mantle of angry. And I posted. I gotta. Okay, go ahead, Sam. I gotta show you this.
My friend in California, Giselle, regular viewers of my show know that my correspondence queen out there on the West Coast. Hello, Giselle. She thinks he's going to pick Palin. I do not. I do not think he's going to pick Palin, but I don't think he's going to pick someone necessarily.
Palin? No way.
That's who she's predicting, is that he'll pick Palin. I'm predicting possibly.
Palin's had her time. She's done.
But I don't think it's going to be. It's not going to be anybody shocking, because when you had McCain picking Palin, it was because McCain was as interesting as watching grass grow. So Palin gave some life to the campaign. Trump is the life to the campaign. You look
and back in 2000,
normal as a VP slot for him, it's going to be the exact opposite of what you normally see. Normally the VP is like, you know, vigor. But I don't think that's what you're going to see this time.
No, well, real quick, back in 2008, I mean, when you're going against the, you know, black senator in the Democratic race, obviously the Republicans, to show diversity, a woman from Alaska sounds like a really great idea, Sarah Palin. And what's funny is this year in 2016, the Republicans have like 2 Hispanic Cuban Americans in Rubio and Cruz. They have the black guy, quote unquote, the black guy. That's a retired neurosurgeon, a fucking brain doctor.
No, you know what I doctors.
We have a fat guy in Chris Christie. We have Carly Fiorina.
It's worrisome because Ron Paul was a doctor and he didn't get a lot of airtime. Rand is a doctor. He's gotten almost no airtime.
Yeah, apparently being a doctor is not.
Things like a rock.
Apparently being a doctor is having no experience. Apparently being a real estate mogul is having no experience. But being a governor is some kind of wealth of experience. Look, Donald Trump, they say, doesn't have the quote-unquote experience to be president. No one else on that fucking stage has ever been president of the United States. Oh, excuse me, George Bush. Well, no, Jeb Bush has never been president. Of course, his brother and his father were. Anyways, Donald Trump accepts the anger, the mantle of anger, which immediately reminded me of Anger from the movie Inside Out, the animated movie.
Yeah.
And I mean, that kind of looks like Trump right there. He's orange with the weird yellow hair, and he's got a weird tie on and everything. Trump said at the debate when Nikki Haley thing, he said he accepts the mantle of anger, and I immediately thought to myself that he's Anger, the character from Inside Out. Look at this. Let me go.
It's odd that you would mention that movie too, because normally most of those I haven't seen, but that one I have.
Look, he's at the mantle. He's at the mantle. He's Anger. He's going full-blown nuclear. Ah! Ah!
That ends up being like more often than you would think.
It's Donald Trump. Say hello.
It really does. I think you mentioned Lauren. We're one of the few people. For some reason, her and I never managed in all of our years of friendship to make the other one necessarily go ah. But especially at work, like I'll go to work and I realize I can go forever without drinking. I am a social smoker. Our band's manager bet me go a month without smoking. He is now 16 days into losing what is going to be his $50 gone. I'm sipping this. It was open yesterday. It's warm as piss. I'm sipping this at work by like. I get there at 7. By like 11:30, 12:30, when girl number 30 has not come on stage, you're backed up to no end. None of the lights are working properly. You end up the need to drink, or you end up Anger from inside. It's one of the two. You either drink or someone dies. There's no in between. I've noticed that to be true. So I love that character for that reason.
Okay, Samuel, I have a feeling that this show, the way that we've been evolving towards Donald Trump's what is looking more and more inevitable presidency, or at least the strength of his campaign. Let's just say that at this point. Let's, wait till the voting occurs in February. But I have a suspicion it's part of the reason. Well, I mean, there's other factors like getting married and being busy doing other stuff, fixing up the house, the new house, that Kyle Phillips hasn't been on the show. I actually texted him this morning to say, look, there's a lot of news that we got to talk about, these Iranian hostages being released and the other hostages that were taken, but only for like a couple days, and then they were sent back from the Navy ship that sailed into their waters right before the State of the Union. It all seemed really weird. Let's talk about that. Ted Cruz did really well in the debate. So did Donald Trump. The fact that the two of them seem like they're in the top tier, battling one another, is a big thing. Before the debates happened, the day before, actually, Donald Trump was in Sarasota, Florida. In fucking Florida. Florida. I don't know if you guys know, but in terms of voting, Florida is going to be a winner-take-all state. The winner takes
Bush, who was the governor there.
When it comes to delegates, they're not splitting up the delegates. It's a winner-take-all. Winner-take-all.
Did you hear too? Listen to the Bush supporters in Florida. Listen. None. So he's not going to.
That's right. And where's Rubio's crowd, Sam?
Oh, Rubio. Oh, wait. Rubio. Anybody for Rubio? No.
Marco. Rubio. Marco. Rubio. He's nowhere to be found. He was at the State of the Union address looking mad, confused. He was like, what's going on here?
The thing about Rubio is you need to be careful with Rubio, and you need to be careful with not Cruz. Cruz for not necessarily the same reason. I just did a whole show. For those of you that wonder why I'm waffling on Cruz so much, is that he has this libertarian streak that a lot of people liked, which was somewhat similar to Rand. Regular viewers know I really am not Geo. I don't like the Republicans. I just kind of like.
I wants John McCain.
I'm actually I voted Libertarian in almost every election I've ever voted. When you've got Ted Cruz acting like a Libertarian Republican, and then you realize he just did there was a section in the Washington Times about him getting massive amounts of funding from the mega banks, which are the same people that have caused most of the financial trouble in the country for the last 50 years. That concerns me with Cruz. And the reason I mention that is
his failing to file the Goldman Sachs his failing to file properly the Goldman Sachs through his wife got those donations has become an issue as well.
That's not such a big deal. What he did is when you're in government, you have to file with the IRS, but then you also have to file with the party system.
And party
got the money. He filed it with the IRS and forgot the other. That doesn't bother me. What bothers me is the people that are giving him the money are these mega banks. So the next time we have some kind of economic downturn, he's going to be owned by the very same people that Trump is warning owns everybody else. And I worry about that from Cruz. But the reason I went down this rabbit hole is because if you listen to Cruz or if you listen to Rubio, they are like Kaa from the Jungle Book. Yes. Very, very good speakers. And you'll find yourself liking Rubio because he speaks well, and then you're like, wait a minute, I don't agree with half of what the man says. He wants to shut down the Fourth Amendment. And I think that's the same Pied Piper.
Go back and watch the debate again, Sam. You just watched it yesterday?
Yes.
Go back and watch it again and count how many times that Marco Rubio says when I'm president.
Yes.
He said it at least 20 times.
Yeah, that's what he's very, very smooth. The other one is Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders has said that he does not feel that a 90% tax rate is too high, depending on what you get for it. Somehow, otherwise intelligent people, 90% of your income so that you have health insurance? Anybody can buy health insurance for less than 90% of their income.
All right, Sam.
Full time or close to it. That's the most ridiculous sentence I've ever heard. He's another one, but he's not able.
The socialist. You're talking about
and Cruz.
You're talking about the socialist Bernie Sanders.
Yeah,
and he actually came up during the debate, but they gave the question to Kasich. But Kasich just assured the Republicans that Bernie Sanders will never be president. But he's chopping pineapples with his air hands. And anyways, what I was trying to lead up to before, Sam, before you interjected with like all your brilliant commentary, which I thought was so great that I was like, okay, let's listen to this. But what I was leading up to is on Wednesday, the day before the debate, Trump was in Sarasota, Florida, where Bush is the ex-governor. Marco Rubio is the sitting senator who's never there to cast a fucking vote. Donald Trump had a massive rally with over 15,000 people in attendance, and over 5,000 to 7,000 people turned away because they got there too late to be in attendance. So we can say basically 20,000 people. Now, I text my friend because I was watching this live to say that the pre-show was fucking amazing. They had a pre-show that included the Freedom Girls not only singing the national anthem, which was a great, beautiful rendition that made me tear up a little bit, but they also came back a second time to sing the official Donald Trump jam, which people are maligning and degrading and talking shit about and trying to say that Trump is like Hitler with these little girls singing. I don't really see that. But if I could play the official Trump jam without YouTube fucking banning me, I'm playing it on YouTube, you fucking assholes. Here we go. Sam, I don't know if you saw this, but
no.
Sam,
let me mute out. Let me mute out because if I like move.
Yeah, well, no. Wait, Sam, have you seen this? Sam, come back.
No, I haven't.
You haven't seen this yet?
No.
Okay, great. Here we go.
Cowardice. Are you serious? Apologies for freedom. I can't handle this. When freedom rings, answer the call. freedom's on our shoulders.
USA!
Enemies of freedom. Face the music, come on boys, take them down.
Take them down!
President Donald Trump knows how to make America great. Deal from strength or get crushed every time.
Or get crushed every time, bitches. Sam, real quick, if you could interject, how do you feel so far about this Donald Trump official jam?
That is the Over There song, and that's an old war song. Can you do me a favor, D-Lake, and when you're done with this, cue up Over There. It's a World War II war song that he's redone, is what it is. That's not a new song.
It's not Donald Trump per se that's doing this. It's the father or someone related to this Freedom Girls group.
That's
they basically made the talent show, so to speak, to be on the stage. And I knew I heard this somewhere. This is like Over There, like yeah.
Yes. Here I wikied it real quick. Again, for our listeners, if we don't break this up, YouTube will strike us, so we cannot play this all the way through. We're going to play more for you. Legal bullshit. Over There is a 1917 song, popular with, so I said World War II, it was World War I, my bad.
Oh, wow.
Popular with the United States soldiers in both wars. It was a patriotic song designed to galvanize American young men to enlist in the Army. So what they're saying is that because the song was originally used to compel you to go and blow yourself up, because Donald is using it, they're saying that he's using it like the Hitler Youth was used. First of all, this is older than the Hitler Youth by about half a generation. Second of all, he's not compelling anybody to join anything. He's just using the song to get you to compel him to vote. What's funny is 99% of the people in the crowd probably had no idea that it ever used to be a recruitment song, but that's where that comes from.
It's one of those things that, like, yeah, I mean, I was not alive during World War I, but it's one of those things that I feel like I've sort of heard before, maybe from a Tom and Jerry cartoon or Looney Tunes or something, but it feels like something I know. You know what I mean?
Donald Trump knows.
Yes, the lyrics are changed to say Donald Trump will crush them, but I mean,
face the music, come on boys, take them down.
Take them down.
President Donald Trump knows how to make America great. Deal from strength or get crushed every time.
Be like,
Wait, Sam, I'm too into this. Wait, what are you gonna say? Sam, what?
I just realized this when I was searching it just now. When I was searching it just now, it came up as Daddy Yankee. I'm pretty sure that this is. I should know this because I'm a DJ, but I really hate top 40 music. I tend to block it out. But I know that Daddy Yankee does a lot of garden variety flavor of the week dance music. I think that Daddy Yankee, because he came up on the search, I think that this is a Daddy Yankee song that he did probably, I would guess, within the last 5 or 10 years. So I don't even think, because it's got that house beat behind it, I think it's what Daddy Yankee did to it. People will know him as Gasolina and stuff like that. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay, basically all I know, from what I understand, is maybe one of the fathers of one of these young ladies had put this together, and look at them in their full sort of Captain Americana regalia,
Over here,
USA.
Freedom and liberty.
Look at the people behind them in the crowd in Florida starting to clap their hands, and then they really start clapping their hands. They start getting into this, man. Is this Hitler Youth or is this Americana?
Well, I mean, it's funny that they call it Hitler Youth because
it's been called that. I've seen that.
No, what I mean is Daddy Yankee, if he's the one who did this, he is a very much, he's Latino. The guy that did this remix is Latino. So how in the world is it not racist for him to use it, but it's racist for Trump to use it? That's my point in mentioning Daddy Yankee. Listeners, Daddy Yankee is Latino. He is not racist. The guy who did this remix. So if the Latino can have a chart, I guess it was a hit with this song, then how is it suddenly wrong for Trump to use that? Mind-blowingly double standard. Called out. That's why you.
Did Donald J. Trump himself personally use this? Did he just approve it because the stadium in Florida wanted to use this? I mean, these girls are pretty good.
Daddy Yankee already used it as a song. Most people don't even know the song is 100 years old. Most people probably think it's something Daddy Yankee did 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay, Sam, this video has 3,634,754 views.
How many views does the Daddy Yankee version have?
I don't know. But 5,952 people like it, while 29,554 people dislike it. So 5,000 people like it and 29,000 people dislike it, Sam. I like it. I'm going to click the like button and play the fucking rest. I like it.
I like it.
Freedom and liberty everywhere. Oh, say can you see it's not so easy, but we have to stand up tall and answer freedom's call.
Oh yeah, I was laughing so hard I was crying. USA, USA,
the land of the free and the home of the brave. USA,
USA.
The stars and ships are flying.
Woo!
Let's celebrate our freedom.
Yep.
Inspire proudly freedom to the world.
That's what I'm talking about.
Ameritude.
Yeah.
American pride.
USA.
It's attitude. It's who we are. Stand up tall. We're the red, white, and blue. Fiercely free. That's who. Our colors don't run. No siree.
No, free. Woo! Here we go. Oh, do the jump. Here we go. Yeah.
Over here.
Oh, we missed it.
Over here.
Wait, I gotta see the jump. Here it is.
Over here.
I keep missing it. Wait. There it is. Yeah. Do the jump. Jump. Yes. Oh! Woo! USA. USA.
Freedom and liberty everywhere. Oh, say can you see it's not so easy, but we have to stand up tall and answer freedom's call.
What's most amazing to me is
Awesome.
normally when you see children's choirs or children's dance routines.
Yeah.
They're usually cute but off. If you listen to the way they sang it, and this is why I'm way too much of a music nerd, everybody's going to tune out. They were actually perfectly on time, in sync, and in key, which is very odd for
My
children
friend
to do.
said they might be lip syncing, but was that? Did you think that was lip syncing in your professional opinion, Sam?
Oh, I couldn't see their lips enough, but that could get them a lot of dislikes. It sounded really perfect to me.
Yeah.
I hadn't
Might have
thought
been too
of that. I don't like that as much if it was. That
And the
might-
Milli Vanilli of little girls.
That may have been. See, that's a little. See, I lose a little excitement for it.
All right. I don't know. That was big news to me this week. That was big news to me this week. I wanted to play that one. Going back to Hillary Clinton real quick, if Sanders wants to capitalize on the party's backfiring plan to hide debates from view, his path is as clear now as it was 2 months ago. He must make the case to Democratic Party voters that the progressive issues they care about. Now, Sam, these are supposedly the progressive issues that Democrats care about the most. And I'm going to read to you just from what's on this page on the Washington Examiner. Do you think that these are the most important issues? Global warming, income inequality, universal health care, campaign finance, and the like.
Possibly healthcare, only because Obamacare has made it so unbelievable.
No, but it didn't say healthcare. It said universal healthcare.
Well, for Democrats, it probably would be. But the other ones are quite interesting because
global warming was number one. Can you address that, Sam?
I have ended up with so many people that have refused to look it up. Instead, they almost always attack me for it. Look up Lord Monckton and look up ClimateGate.
Oh yeah.
Look up this sentence. Not warmed in 15 years. You will find 3 separate studies proving that man is in no way, shape, matter, or form warming the planet. I don't think that throwing exhaust into the air is great for your lungs. I think that's why you see people dying of really strange lung cancers who don't smoke, such as Christopher Reeve's wife. He's not in the harem. She died of lung cancer having never smoked. It's common, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's bad, but it's not warming the planet. Not warmed in 15 years. And then watch, and will come up as a global warming study.
Okay, Sam, on my screen, not warmed in 15 years, space. Google autofill says Earth hasn't warmed in 15 years, which is what I think you were talking about. World has not warmed in 15 years. Climate has not warmed in 15 years. Enter. Thank you. Human activity continues to warm the planet. Global warming hiatus. Wikipedia. Earth hasn't warmed in 15 years. Why hasn't the Earth warmed in nearly 15 years?
The UN Climate Change Committee. The very people that tax you for global warming are the people that said that the Earth hasn't warmed in 15 years. They look at me like I'm the crazy person. So yes, that's my take on the global warming issue.
Okay, great, Sam. That sounds like a very convenient and awesome opportunity to segue into today's science news by Sam I.B. DeGangi. Sam, what's your science news?
Everyone likes when I do the space stuff, and I've been doing
Yeah, they do. Sam, through the applause like Donald Trump. What do you have today in science news, Sam? Science. It's the science.
It's my theme song. Thank you. Express.co.uk revealed inside the heart of a galaxy guzzling supermassive black hole. This close-up view taken, and I'm sure D-Lake will call it up. This close-up view taken by the NASA Hubble Space Telescope shows galaxy NGC 1068 at the donut disk of gas and dust surrounding in the nearest form yet. A NASA spokesperson said, quote, nuclear spectroscopic telescope array, which is NuSTAR's high-energy X-rays eyes, were able to obtain the best view yet into the hidden layer of the galaxy's central supermassive black hole. That's the one that is in the middle of our galaxy. The black holes in the universe are often encircled by thick donut-shaped disks of gas and dust. The deep space donut material ultimately feeds and nourishes the growing black holes inside. Until recently, telescopes weren't able to penetrate inside the donuts. They're called tories. And now that they have found that originally they thought that some black holes were hidden behind walls or screens of material that couldn't be seen through, but now you can. And it shows that light does in fact go through a black hole. A black hole does go somewhere, whether it's Star Trekking into another time or something remains to be seen. But it isn't a void that goes into an infinite point. Things do come out the other end. It's also the first time that the new discovery they've ever found a clumpiness that has been observed in the ultra-thick donut, which means that it doesn't necessarily bring things in order. It's not sucking everything in at one given speed if it's doing that. So they said It's possible that the black hole generates turbulence as it chomps on nearby materials, and that would create ebbs and flows in it. But we now know that things do, in fact, go through a black hole. It's no longer something thought of. It is true. So as soon as I read that, I'm like, all right, I know what I'm doing on the news from the science front. And then it was like immediate bookmark.
It's amazing.
It's a short one today. I have other ones if you want more, but I figured that was just interesting. That you're not necessarily in a black hole and never going anywhere like Rand's campaign. You can actually get through it. It's true.
All right. Sam, without going too much into all the people that have recently passed away, Grim Reaper.
I don't have my bookmarks up. I will Grim Reaper next week. You have told me not to Reaper this week.
David Bowie. Who else? Alan Rickman. We lost Snape or Snope or whatever. You know, the Harry.
You've done it, so now I have to go back.
No, he was.
No, yes. Now you've done it.
We lost Hans Gruber from Die Hard. David Bowie. All his songs and shit.
David Bowie was quite a loss. It didn't bother me as much as Lemmy passing did, but I must say it sucked.
All right, we're not going to get into it. We're not getting into it.
We lost Snape. It's true.
Can we just RIP everyone in one sentence and then move on to entertainment?
Well, again, like I said, for those of you who know who Snape is, prior to Harry Potter, he was a number of really interesting roles. He always played different odd character. Musically, I could care less, but I'm mentioning this because he was a really good person. Celine Dion's husband, Rene and Angelil, and whatever his name was, died. He was a manager, but if you look at what he did for a lot of people's careers, he was extremely he would go out of his way to help people that he wasn't even working for. He was just a wonderful person, and
I didn't even know about that guy, and I feel bad. Can we wrap up the RIPs?
You're the
one that wants to have an obituary section in every report.
It happens. Dead people find me when I'm compiling stories.
I know. People asked me what I was going to do if I won the Powerball lottery. I said buy a funeral home because motherfuckers are always dying.
The David Lake Funeral Home for the criminally insane.
Yeah.
All right, what do you have then? You give us the land of the living in entertainment then.
I would have the best of the best in my funeral home, in my cemetery. Like, I would turn my cemetery into like the Hollywood Boulevard of like cemeteries. Like, people would come to the cemetery to see all the famous.
I watched Howl last night, which was a better than average werewolf movie.
Howl?
It wasn't like groundbreaking or anything, but it was good.
What about Wolf with Jack Nicholson? That's a good one.
I don't know if I've seen it or not.
You never seen Wolf with Jack Nicholson and Michelle Pfeiffer, I think, in like maybe the 90s ish.
I don't believe so. Have you seen Wolf?
What?
There's two people that haven't seen Wolf.
IMDb.com. You guys are ridiculous. You never seen Wolf? You've seen it. Got to tie himself up. Teen Wolf. What is all this? No, just Wolf. What is Teen Wolf coming up for? Is that not the name of the movie? Fuck. I'm on IMDb and everything is Teen Wolf. No, I just want regular Wolf. I swear that's the name of the movie. Jack Nicholson.
When Jack was really, really young.
It's after The Shining.
I don't know.
That movie it's called Wolf. 1964. No.
My love for Stanley Kubrick.
Wolf. It's called Wolf. Dude, I don't know what I'm talking about. Go to screenshot.
Are you sure this movie exists? Do you like it's not just in your head?
Right there.
Okay, it does exist.
Right there. I better not play a trailer. I think I can play a trailer for a movie from 1994 without getting a YouTube slap on me. Can I do that?
She's being hunted by everyone.
Okay, well that's a new commercial. Can't play that. Sam, you've never seen the movie Wolf with Jack Nicholson and Michelle Pfeiffer?
I don't believe so. No.
Nicholson, Pfeiffer, Wolf.
Is it a comedy?
No.
A wolf bit me. I don't think so, Well. You weren't there, Ralph.
Not all who are bitten change. There must be something wild within.
I was sleeping all day. How do you feel?
The moon is rising.
How do I miss this?
It is Mexican.
Sam, you've never seen this movie?
No, he's like one of my favorite actors in the whole world. I feel like absolute pond scum right now. How did I miss this? I'm like the whole.
Who's that?
Never thought I'd meet a good man who looked at me the way you do.
You don't know I'm a good man. You crazy? No. Just marking my territory.
Oh, James Spader right there.
You got 5 new murders.
This is going to be one of those trailers that show me the whole movie. No, I don't want to see anymore. I can tell
Okay.
me they're giving me all
Okay,
this.
that's enough. That's enough. That was James Spader right there that Jack was peeing on because he's turning into a wolf. He's turning. You got to go see that right now immediately. You can find it at your local pawn shop for $1, $2. It might be on Netflix. I don't know. It might be on Netflix. But Netflix is awesome. What I have in entertainment is my homie at work just got this like box, some kind of pirate box. I don't know, but it looked like it was an official box that he got. But dude, it has every fucking show, the Netflix shows, movies. He's got movies. He's got movies before, well, they're still in the theater. And maybe I got a bootleg that I'm going to watch later. Whatever. I'm just saying that the whole world of movies is changing. I mean, it's funny because we went to lunch yesterday and we went past a place that's now like a mega gym, like a big gym, workout gym. But I'm like, that place right there used to be the movie theater because I saw Raiders of the Lost Ark there. Or no, I saw Temple of Doom there, to be more exact. But in that same shopping complex is a Walmart, and it came out this week that Walmart is shutting down 157 Walmarts in the United States, 238 worldwide, shutting down the Walmart stores. And it's funny, we talked about it at lunch, my coworkers and I, and we're like, how many Walmarts are on here? It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over there. Like within 50, let's say 50 to 100 miles, there's probably 7 Walmarts in my area.
We're inundated with them. I literally.
And if 157 across America shut down, how would you feel?
The more the Walmarts that get shut down, the better it'll be for local businesses. It'll be bad for a second because there's going to be an adjustment period for the people that work there that may not now. But after that, I think it's going to be good in the long run because they're terrible.
I'm receiving an incoming call, Sam, and I'm on you on camera. Hello. Hey, Andrea, what's happening? Yeah, what's up? Hey, happy birthday. I'm doing great, but I'm actually live on air right now.
Took a call on air, friends. How real are we? Here.
I don't know if you... You're on air too? Well, happy birthday. She said it's her birthday, and she just said happy birthday to me. All right. Hey, sis. Hey, sis, I love you. You too, homie. Are you doing anything special tonight for your birthday? All right. I saw those flowers on your page. I was going to send you flowers, but that seems kind of weird. I'm your brother. You have enough flowers? Hey, my sister is a great cook. She makes awesome food and great popcorn and stuff. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in for that part, Sam. And I'm on the phone with my sister. It's her birthday today. And
the birthday of the owner of Sticker Junkie, friends. It is the birthday of the lady who owns Sticker Junkie. So while she's on the phone, everybody make sure you leave a comment and wish her a happy birthday. The owner, she has created Sticker Junkie. Dealic, what is Sticker Junkie?
Okay, great. Thanks, Sam. Hey, Andrea, we're giving you a super shout out for Sticker Junkie on the show.
Our band loves your stickers.
Passing Time loves the stickers that we made for them at stickerjunkie.com. Everyone, check out stickerjunkie.com. Just go to the website, order your stickers right now immediately. It's not that hard. Just, you'll figure it out. You can do it. And Andrea, the big boss, the CEO, the runner of the show, she knows what's up, and it's her birthday today. And happy birthday, Andrea.
All right, Chase, I'll talk to you soon. Have a good day.
All right, thanks. I love you. Goodbye. All right. Woo! You never know what's going to happen, right, Sam? It's not as fun.
A call-in from the sticker queen.
The sticker queen, the big boss, my sister, Andrea Lake, who was on The Apprentice with Donald Trump, season 5. So you all know what she looks like. She was the big, tall Amazonian chick that just totally dominated everything. She basically won The Apprentice that year. I don't know.
You got to send me a link to that. I still, have not seen it. I haven't seen it.
Basically was the winner. She was fired with 2 wins and 0 losses on an episode when Catherine and the old guy weren't there. They were replaced by Donald Jr. and Ivanka, who I have nothing against. But when I talked to Caroline, when I talked to Caroline, and George is the old guy, when I talked to Caroline at the after party of the season finale, I said, Caroline, I have a feeling that if you were on the show that week that my sister was fired, she would not have been fired. She would have went on to win the whole thing. And she said,
now, was she on for Sticker Junkie?
What's that?
Was she on with Sticker Junkie? Is that what she was on? See, I confess, I only watched the show one time, and that was
Sticker Junkie was created in 1999. So yes, the company is very successful and was, especially when she was on The Apprentice. So I don't know what your question is.
What like on The Apprentice that he makes you start a business, right? Was that what Sticker Junkie was, or like what?
No, oh no. Sticker Junkie was created well before that, but that was her credentials that got her on the show, and she knew certain people, and Mark Burnett and people helped get her on the show. To my knowledge, that's pretty much all I know. But at first, like Mark Burnett and stuff wanted her. They were thinking like, hey, maybe you could be on Survivor. And I was on a road trip with my sister. We were in the car, and she's like, yeah, she's telling me this stuff. And I'm like, Andrea, there's no fucking way you could be on Survivor. Because, like, we were little kids. I used to kick my sister's ass. It's her birthday. I shouldn't say that. But, like, I'm like,
my friend.
You complain about the weather, the heat, and the cold. I'm like, I would beat your ass on Survivor. There's no way you're going to win on Survivor. She's like, well, they were also talking about The Apprentice. I'm like, dad loves Donald Trump. And I'm like, I mean, my dad had passed away shortly before that, but I'm like, dude, we had the Art of the Deal. We used to play the game. We had the book, Donald Trump, the buildings. I mean, he's always just been an amazing figure. And it was like, hey, you're going to be on the show. Now, keep in mind, this is not while he's running for president. This is back 5-6 years ago. Okay? And I said, Donald Trump is the man. Make it happen. Even in 2012, Donald Trump was talking about running and was putting out YouTube videos from his office, just talking about, mostly he was talking about OPEC and shit back then. But even in 2012, I had a conversation with my homeboy, Big J, who is an Army veteran, and he was like, I kind of like this idea. Check it out. And I'm like, I like it too. Donald Trump sounds great. Back in 2012. And then he decides that he's running in 2016. I'm like, I am all on board. His very first announcement speech, I was like, this is great. Donald Trump is running. Go check my fucking Facebook. It shows that. And then a week later, almost a week and a half later, that's when Macy's and the Mexicans coalition and all that bullshit came out and said he's racist. And that's when they started the racist campaign. It was only when he started going up in the polls that they started coming out with that. And they try to accuse Donald Trump of the same thing when he came out against Cruz because of his birth. But that's just how politics works. And I'll tell you what, in my opinion, Trump is the one that is in complete domination of all those facts. And my sister, who was on The Apprentice, whose birthday it is today, who we just heard from, she's not even so sure about Trump. So what does that tell you? I don't know. What do you think?
Really? I would have assumed differently. That's interesting.
I would have assumed as well. And she posted a thing on her Facebook. She's like,
hey,
no, Sam, real quick. She posted a thing on her Facebook that's like, I don't usually get too political, but I'm not really for Donald Trump, even though I think he's a funny, smart, classy guy. Like, she's not so sure about his business dealings, and she wants a strong businessman to be president. And I'm like, how is that not Donald Trump? And she's like, I rarely comment on political things, and I'm like, keep it that way. That's my job.
At the end of the day, though, I mean, he technically didn't. She didn't win, so I mean, she kind of owes him one. I'm just saying.
She technically didn't win, but realistically, she did because she was brought back for the final contest. She's the one that primarily helped make that happen, working with Tarek, working with the chick, Tammy and the winner, Sean, had a fake relationship with. Otherwise, Sean cheated on his real girlfriend back in the UK, so that's not cool. But they had a fake TV relationship to win the contest. He won. Should have been my sister. Bullshit. My sister had a medical ailment, and if you watch the season finale, Donald Trump sent her to the hospital to make sure that everything was good and final and okay. And it was. So, boom, there you go.
And this was part of the show? Like the cheating thing?
It was on the show. Everything I just talked about, you can go watch on NBC. Was it NBC?
I'm not a reality TV star.
Yes.
I didn't realize he was that gossipy. I thought his show was more, you've got to start a business.
Trump's show was gossipy? It was. It was the last season of the regular Apprentice before they went Celebrity Apprentice.
Mm-hmm. But I didn't know that they. I thought it was more.
It's no big deal. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. It's my sister's birthday. Happy birthday, Andrea. She's on The Apprentice. You can go watch it. Don't make me play it. I'll fucking play it.
I think a lot of people would be. I mean, really, it's the entertainment.
Is Lauren laughing? Is Lauren still there?
No, she just left. I guess we can do this. Listeners, we've given you tons of news. Like and I could just log off, but this is what we're going to do anyway. We're on the entertainment section. It's not like we weren't professional. Like, what the hell? Look it up. Subscribers, we're in overdrive.
Okay.
I was going to cut the show short, but my guest left. Okay. behind the scenes knowledge, lifelong friends.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably need food soon.
Well, see, friends, he needs food.
But I'll find it. Hold on. Here we go.
I think it's cool that she was on it.
Right.
Some people got to have it. Some people really need it.
Oh wait. Arsenio Hall, this chick. No, this is that's a Celebrity Apprentice. Okay, wait. Donald Trump.
Trump moon. I'm hoping beyond hope here that when Trump, let's say Trump runs for 8 years, that would put him close to what, 80? Imagine the stories that you would have if he made some kind of a show about his life as president after it was done.
Yeah.
I think there would be a lot of I think he would do things in such a way that he would show how to get things done without. I don't see him as going breaking rules as much as I see him being someone to put things through due to forethought and because he will surround himself with people that are able to unify different belief systems.
Yeah, I met Donald Trump and probably one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen, Melania. I met Donald Jr. and Ivanka.
Speaking of beautiful, have you seen David Bowie's wife is like 60 and she looks like she's like 28?
Yeah, Amon, who used to live in my neighborhood.
Do you like
growing up? No, Sam. Wait, hold on. Growing up,
you're telling me that later at night when David, she met you?
No. Rancho San Diego, Hidden Mesa, 1990s. Iman, David Bowie, and Iman had a house in my neighborhood. I never saw David Bowie, but I saw Iman driving a brand new white Lexus on more than one occasion with gold trim. Iman.
So
David Bowie's wife lived in my neighborhood.
If you're in that neighborhood, then Sticker Junkie does well.
Okay, here we go.
Come on,
there's Donald Trump. What up, motherfuckers? Oh, there she is. There's my sister.
You guys have the same eyes.
Yep. Those beautiful eyes. They focused on her eyes right there specifically for the show.
Well, I don't mean it disrespectfully, but I imagine you would. She's got beautiful eyes, dude.
That's no disrespect at all. That's a fucking compliment, dude. I won prettiest eyes in fucking
I meant that I was calling your sister pretty. But yes, dear, like you have beautiful eyes, my dear. You have beautiful eyes.
Well, don't get too excited about my sister, pal. I don't like that idea. No. Wait, look at the beginning part. Right there. There's my sister on the far right. Look how dumb.
I see you.
Oh, okay, wait. There's my sister right there on the far right. Look how she dominates.
She's tall.
I know, right? All these other bitches were like midgets. They don't even have the shortest chick in there. She's too short. There's Pepe.
Now, didn't you say when they start walking, one of them vanish? You said.
I can't find them. I don't know. They do so much editing and cutting. Anyways, she was on that show. No big deal. Jesus. I don't know why it's such a big deal. I don't know why I'm making such a big deal about it. All I'm saying is that should give me a streamline into the Trump administration.
Yeah, do you like is going to be
Donald Trump watches our Saturday shows and is like, I think that D-Lake would be a good maybe Secretary of State or something. I don't know. I'll be the Secretary of State. I get along with fucking everyone. I'm on the cusp of Aquarius Pisces. I mean, who gets along better with anyone than me? Everyone I've ever met in my whole life. I mean, I've had like not even maybe one disagreement with someone. I mean, I get along with people. I build bridges. I bridge the gap. Sam, where the fuck are you? On vacation?
You know what I've just realized? I've realized that these
You're
things
floating on some weird beach.
they don't work. These Google backgrounds do not work, but that's okay. I'm not surprised. I'm really not.
I don't know. Yeah, you got to auto adjust them. All right, Sam. I felt real good about today's show. I felt it was a good show. We talked about the Iranian hostages that they've had for over 18 months, years, a couple of them. But now they're being released. And they captured some of our naval soldiers and released that propaganda video. But they were also released. And this is all happening the same week that they're getting a check for like 150 billion, or at least they're the start of their money. At least the start of their money is starting to happen. It's going to be 150 billion over a certain period of time, maybe. But regardless, I mean, we had sanctions on them forever for being a terrorist state, but now we're like, oh, they're not so terrorists. It's okay. It's a good thing. I mean, I've known Iranian girls that I got along with really well here in the United States, and so I don't really know what that means, but I mean, I thought that they were very good people. So, I mean, you know, sometimes it comes down to your personal relations versus what's going on in the world, and it makes you feel a little uncomfortable when Iran and the U.S. are having so much tension when you've known really nice Iranian girls. So, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, maybe I'm not that part of things, but we also talked about Trump versus Cruz and other stuff. But Sam, go ahead.
If anyone speaks of Iran, I always want to tell people to look up the seismic activity that's near where they're trying to build that nuclear reactor. It's a nightmare, D-Lake. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, and you often cover events still unfolding and unraveling and leaking and seeping from the events that happened in Japan, Fukushima, and you often warn that another event, probably bigger and more catastrophic than that, could eventually happen in Iran due to their seismic activity. Is that right, Sam?
It worries me greatly, D-Lake. Worries me greatly because a lot of the same seismologists who predicted the issues at Fukushima are the same scientists who are warning about this now in Iran. And it's bothersome because we know for sure that the earthquake, not the tsunami, facilitated the immediate meltdown initiation. It wasn't the tsunami that caused the meltdowns, not all of them. And if an earthquake can trigger it, then you're into some major problems. And particularly if it's near a dam.
Oh, dude.
If it is, like there are
because the seismic activity could possibly rupture the dam.
Yeah, if an earthquake hits certain parts of the southern United States, it will trigger a breaking of a dam that will lead to a 100% meltdown. Yeah, those kinds of things need to be, and they're never addressed. Everybody's talking about.
Yeah, that sounds like a Hollywood movie. So much catastrophic damage. But when we started this show, the Media Speaks, and working with Kyle Phillips and Anthony Court, and it was Sam Ibideganji and myself. We were kind of like that. Have you seen that movie Anchorman? We were sort of like that team. Maybe not as dumb and confused. Maybe a little bit smarter than that, but still. I think Sam and I, just the two of us, it's like a weird Marvel comic book spinoff of that. We kind of want to get back to like a 4, maybe even a 5-man or 10-man, 9-man Wu-Tang type clan team of individuals that all want to talk about the news on Saturday mornings around this exact same time. So if you'd like to be part of this show, please leave your comments below and tell us how you could be an effective part of this team. You've watched the show already. You've seen how we cover today's news. If you'd like to be involved in covering the news for the day on Saturday mornings, please give us a shout out. I don't exactly have a what would you call it? Like a entire news network of say like an InfoWars or something of that broadcast medium level, but why don't we try to achieve something like that together? And so get in contact with us and be part of our team. Sam, don't you think we need more team members right now at this point? We're sort of like just Batman and Superman with no Justice League of America. What do you think?
We really do need a third person. I was going to bring my friend on, Giselle, and this will give you guys some idea how diverse it could have been. She's a Sanders supporter. She has a degree in political science from the University of California, Berkeley. That might be LA, UCLA. But anyway, her schedule doesn't allow her to do it because now she's also becoming a nurse. But that would have been entirely different because she's a lot further left-minded. And I think it would have been quite an interesting combination mixed with us. So you don't necessarily have to agree with us. If you are a more libertarian-minded person, then that would certainly help. But it's not mandatory as long as you're not deliberately out to sink every argument. But, have interesting views that you would like to bring in. Let us know because we might be looking for just you.
Exactly. And I'll be like, do you bleed? You will.
You will what?
Sam doesn't. He hasn't seen the new Superman stuff. It's all good. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. And thank you so much for being a part of today's show. Don't forget to leave comments. Don't forget to like, share this video, and be a part of the Media Speaks every Saturday. Join our crew. And send us a message and say, I want to be on next week's fucking show. If you have a camera and a microphone, it's as simple as that. Okay. We can turn America around with enough cameras and microphones, Sam. We can make America great.
And we can build that wall around the moon. Pour juice on your chin.
Trump moon.